So look, y'all, let me tell y'all something that really can short circuit a marriage. And it is following traditions and customs, And there's multiple times in the Bible where God told Abraham, you got to leave your kindreds, right? God told Adam, that for this cause a man shall leave his mother and father, right? And then even in Romans where the Bible says that do not conform to the patterns of this world, right? So, but these traditions and customs we will intake and try to supplement them in our marriage, and what will happen is that it'll short circuit the marriage, because the marriage won't grow properly because we're following certain customs and certain traditions. Now all traditions ain't bad, all traditions ain't bad. In the same way we tell our kids is we tell them, listen, once you leave our home, know what you do. Some of the things that we implemented in parenting, some of the things that you saw us do in marriage, what you do is you take what you think will help build your marriage and build your family, and then you cast everything away. And that way generations can build,
build for the better.
Build for the better.
I think for some women, most customs and traditions that we may follow is what type of husband you should have, what type of man that you should bring into the home. He has to have a good career, making a lot of money, maybe be athletic or whatever, But when we find out who we are, when we take the time out to find out who we are in Christ, we stop pursuing those type of things. We pursue the man that God has for us. Wow. And when we discover who we are, then God will position us to be presented to the husband that he has, made us compatible for.
That's good. And that's like what we were talking about in the last video where we said that what God told Adam, he said, listen, I'll make a suitable helper for you, just for you, right?
Yeah.
And so that's good because those customs, many, especially, I'm just saying, just women, or the men have some customs too. A woman has to be shaped this way, and you'll miss out on your wife because God may have you with a petite wife, or women, a man has to have this, has to have money, and sometimes God wants y'all to grow together.
Yep.
Man.
And I think when you build together, it's a beautiful thing.
That
way, no one would be like, "Oh, that's mine. I work for this. I paid this off." So I think when you build together, it's you can continue to build, and you won't have any of those conflicts in your marriage.
And I mean, maybe God does that, and I think God does that sometimes, because when you build together, it's you go through the struggle together, and even if it's not a struggle, even if both of you come into a marriage with money, you come together and you come in oneness in that growth, that build, because you have to understand, marriage is not just an extended relationship. God bring marriage together so he can build generations. This is why God says in the Bible, he said, don't get a divorce. That's what he said in the Old Testament. He said, why? Right? He said, so you can have godly children, meaning that, listen, this marriage is, God has instituted this marriage to build generations,
Yep.
Man. So look at this. So what do you think about tradition? Let's get on traditions, right? Because we, the customs of the world. Because sometimes, you probably can take some things from your family and, and you can use it. But some things, like, you have to look like, man, this can really cripple my marriage.
Yeah, something, like we said in our last video, some things you have to recycle. And some things you have to just throw away because it not only contaminates your marriage, it contaminates your whole family, And you don't want some ways that you were brought up, you don't want your children to take on those same ways, And that's why it's very important in your marriage to build your own traditions, And like I said, if you find some traditions in your family that were good, you can use that because it will help benefit your marriage. It help benefit the family.
Man, it's good because that's what we do. Like we started like our own traditions. Like, and it's not that your family or my family, because we have some lovely families, great families, But we learned and God showed us that, hey, I'm building a whole new tree with you guys, you know, and vice versa. And so we are the foundations. And if we can build that foundation, you know, like, because life is not about us. You got to think, when God created us individually, he created you with a gift to give to the world. He created me with a gift to give to the world, right? And so it's not about us holding on to ourselves, because selfishness can kill a marriage, but that's holding us. You know what I'm saying? But that's right, man. Just traditions and really building a marriage in that way.